Today I want to do a review of the Sailor Moon and Colourpop palette.
This eyeshadow palette, also known as the Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Pressed Powder Palette, retails for $20 USD. It has 12 different shades and is pastel themed.
However, out of the 12 shades, 2 shades are not recommended for the immediate eye area. These are
Mare Serenity
and Tuxedo Rose. I'm going to assess the versatility of the palette by doing 3 looks using 1Palette for 3 different occasions, and let's get to it.
Before playing with the palette, I am going to show you some swatches I have done on my arm using my finger. I have taken photos with both the flash and without flash.
I've already prepped my skin with some sunscreen, primer, foundation, concealer, and eyebrows, and a little bit of lip tint. So now I'm just going to focus on the eyes. Before that, I'm also going to apply some of the blush from the same collection. This is in the shade Cat's Eye, which I also picked up. The packaging is just insanely adorable. You have these shifting pictures. I have no idea what they're even called, but this is Luna being adorable with Sailor Moon. And this is the shade Cat's Eye. I don't want to ruin the imprint because it is so cute and it has a lovely sparkle. I'm not sure if you can see. Now the price of this blush is $12 USD, which is $4 more expensive than their usual blush. I think this can be justified because it is a collection with Sailor Moon, which is a really big franchise, and most people loved it, of which includes me. And the packaging is just adorable, so I do not mind. I'm going to try it out and put it over my cheeks. I really like the formula of the blush. It is very soft, very buttery, and it's not overly pigmented, and you can blend it out very, very easily. I also really like the slight sheen in the blush because it gives it almost a highlighted effect. So this blush is very beautiful. I like the shade on my cheeks and it's a win. Now I'm gonna go start my first look using the Sailor Moon palette. It is the same packaging as the blush where it shifts its little picture, and I think it's just so cute. So far, first impressions, I love it. The formula is very soft and blendable using my finger swatches, so I hope they perform just as well on the eyes. First, I'm going to prime my eyes with some foundation and concealer. I'm not using an actual eye primer because I want to take this off and do the other 2 looks, so it'll be quite hard to take off, but generally I would recommend using an actual eye primer like Primer Potion by Urban Decay. So this is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation, which I also use all over the face today. The first look I'm doing is inspired by Janie Kim from Blackpink's Kill This Love look, which is a pink halo eye with yellow in the center. First, I'm going to take Love and stamp it on the inner and outside of my eye. Next, I'm going to take Tuxedo Rose and blend that out slightly. I'm going to do the same thing for my under eyes. Next, I'm going to take Justice and place it in the center of my eyes. I'm going to take the same blending brush and blend it all together. Now, repeat on the other eye. Normally, you can call this a day, put some liner on, and that's done. But I think I want to amp it up a little bit more by placing some of this glitter on top of the yellow.
The glitter wasn't getting picked up by my brush, so I decided to use my fingers.
Curl your lashes, put on some mascara, and you're done with look number 1. And this look, I think, is complete. This is a close-up of look number 1.
The glitter didn't stay where I wanted it to because the brush wouldn't pick it up and my fingers weren't precise enough, but overall, I still loved it.
Before I take this off and do eye look number 2, I'm going to review the shadows I used just then. I think the bottom, these 3 shades are beautiful. Justice, Tuxedo Rose, and Love, they blend beautifully, and I like the little shimmer in them. It just really makes your eye look so much more cohesive. I don't really understand why Tuxedo Rose is not recommended for the immediate eye area because Love and Justice also have shimmers in them and they are fine, but I guess there must be some reason for it. It blends really nicely and the color payoff is really good. I think it will be even better if I use an actual eye primer, so I recommend everyone use it. However, the pressed glitter I'm not a big fan of. I first tried to use it with a packing brush and sprayed it down with some setting spray to pick up some pigment, but nothing really came off. I tried twice and it is quite soft. If you can see, there's already a little dent in it after I used my finger to pick it up, which is a lot more effective. I got a lot on, however it did kind of ruin the look because my fingers are too big and the glitter went crazy. It didn't focus on the immediate center. I will try this again in the future with perhaps a thinner pencil brush like this one that I use to focus on my inner and outer eye corner. But I'm really happy with how this turned out and I'm excited to try the other shades too. I removed that eye makeup and I re-primed my eyes with concealer, and now I'm ready for look number 2. For look number 2, I'm going to start with Miracle Romance on the outer corner of my eyes. Then I'm using Moon Castle to blend it out. Then I'm taking Twilight Flash and putting it all over my crease. Next I'm going to take Luna with my finger and dab it on the center of my eyes. Next, I'm going to take Silver Millennium again with my finger and dab it on the inner corner of my eye. Taking the blending brush again to blend everything out. Next, I'm going to take Miracle Romance again and smoke out the under eyes. Taking Moon Castle to again just give a slight sweep to smooth everything out. Finally, I'm going to take False Moon and highlight the underneath on my eyes. Now I'm going to repeat on the other eye. Now I'm done with both eyes. Pop on the liner and look 2 is complete.
Because I'm going to take this off again for another look, I used an eyeshadow instead of an actual eyeliner.
And some mascara, and it's officially complete. Look number 2 is officially complete. Close up of look number 2. Now a review of the shades I used for look number 2. Miracle Romance is a beautiful purple. It is a lot more pink than it looks when applied to eye, especially when it is blended out, but I think it is still very pretty. Moon Castle and Twilight are also a lot more pink toned than I would have expected, because I thought this would be closer to an orange and this would be closer to a brown kind of transition shade. But overall, still performance wise, it is very, very lovely. Luna is the most pretty shimmer shade in the world. I don't think the camera does it justice. It's like a little butterfly. That's how I think of it as. It's a very shimmery and almost galactic kind of shimmer. It has a blue shift in it. It's just very, very beautiful. I was very tempted to put it over the eyes, but I realized I needed to try out every single shade, so I stayed away from that temptation, so good on me. And then Silver Millennium, it is a very, very bright, almost icy cold shimmer, which I think is very, very lovely. It is a bit more sheer once applied to the eyes. It is on the inner corners over there, but I still think it is a beautiful shade and performs just as lovely as the other shades in this palette. Then when I took Full Moon on the inner corners, I think that was a really good choice. Even though yellow and purple tend to not blend out very well, the purple leaned towards a pink, so the combination really made the look stand out, and I think it is beautiful. One thing to take note for the shimmers and the glitters, they are very, very soft, so they dent very easily, and I think they will hit pan also the quickest in the entire palette, fallout wise. The mattes do tend to have more fallout than the mattes with shimmers in it. I think they're called sequin shades, but it's very minimal fallout, and there's basically no fallout on my under eyes. I didn't have to really sweep it or anything, so excellent performance so far. Now I'm going to take off this look and do our third and final look. I've prepped and primed my eyes for the third time today. I think they really need a rest after this video. I'm probably not going to put on eye makeup for like at least 3 days. They are so sore and I feel so bad for them. I should be more gentle with them in the future. I'm probably going to put on an eye mask after this to reward them. But the last look. Now the last look, I'm going to do an everyday look that I would wear on a daily basis, because I normally don't have time to do elaborate looks and I'm not brave enough to wear big, colourful, bold eyeshadow looks out in public, because I'm scared of judgments. Anyway, so I'm going to focus mainly on the first row because I do have two shades that I haven't used yet. First, I'm going to use Moon Castle and just very, very lightly go over my eyes. First, I'm going to use Moon Castle and pack it close to my lash line. I'm going to repeat this on the lower lash line until the middle of my pupils. Next, I'm going to take Shining Moon and just smooth that out. Now I'm going to use my fingers and dip into silver crystal in the center of my eyes. Take a little bit of Shining Moon and Silver Millennium together to highlight the brow bones. I'm going to take Full Moon again and highlight underneath my eyes. Now I'm going to repeat this on the other eye. Pop on some mascara and eyeliner if you wish, and look number 3 is done. Close up of look number 3. Now this is more of a natural look, it is more up my alley, but I do really enjoy the first two looks so much. It is so fun to play with makeup like that, and perhaps I'll wear it around when I'm home alone. Review of shadows from my third look. Shining Moon has the most fallout in the entire palette. Silver Crystal is a stunning, stunning colour. It has a beautiful shift to it and it is pinky. I love it. I think it's my... aside from Luna, it is my favourite shade, so my second favourite shade. And I just love how easily everything blended out. It was just really, really pretty. I went in with Love and Moving Castle at the end to define the edges on my eyes a little bit more because Twilight Flash and Moon Castle were just too light. It didn't add enough definition for my liking, and I didn't want to go overboard with the purple colourful look, so I went in with a little bit of Love. Overall, this palette, I love it very, very much. As you can see, it is very versatile and you can create a ton of different looks. I think if you're into neutral colours, maybe this isn't for you because it does lean towards pink and pastel colour schemes. I think colour scheme wise, it is very beautiful. It matches the vibe of Sailor Moon, very colourful, bubbly and pastel. I would, however, like for it to have maybe a matte navy blue like the skirt or her collar just in there so you can create more dark looks and defining everything, because I found it very hard to find a shade to define a look and just to create more formal glam looks. This is very nice for spring and summer for pink and red tones. Apart from that, love the color scheme and I love how it is set out. It has a lot of beautiful, beautiful shades and you can do so much with it. Another thing is, I would have liked for it to have a mirror, because I was doing this and I realized I couldn't really look at it to just do my look. I had to get the blush, which did have a mirror next to me, so I would have the palette down here. I'll pick up some color from my palette and look in the blush and then change my hand to get this. It's a first world problem. Most people do have mirrors, and normally if I'm in a rush, I would do my makeup in the bathroom which has a mirror, so not a big deal. But if you were traveling with this, do keep that in mind, you need a mirror on you. The only shade I didn't really like was the pressed glitter. I'm not a big fan of it and I've already squished it so much that it has a dent, so hopefully I can hit pan on it soon. But I didn't like the formula of it. You couldn't pick up much with a brush, even if it was a packing brush, and I had to use my fingers, which made it harder to control. Aside from that, I think this palette is very, very beautiful. The entire collection is just so, so pretty. The blush, as I said, I love it. I love that it has a shimmer in it. It gives your face a beautiful glow and it lasted quite a long time. You can build up the pigment as you can do for all Colourpop blushes. They're very creamy and buttery and just overall very lovely. So I strongly recommend that if you're into the shades that I came out with. But I really don't want to ruin the imprint, which is I guess the only bad thing about it, because it's too cute, but that's literally nothing. I think this is a very successful collab from Colourpop and I love it. So thank you so much for watching my Sailor Moon and Colourpop collab, especially review on the palette, creating 3 different looks to review the palettes. I have never done this before and I must say I feel really bad for my eyes. They need a big rest and an eye patch to, like, you know, get over the traumas of today of me removing it 3 times. I think if you have been eyeing this palette, whether you are a fan of the franchise or if you just really dig the color scheme, I definitely recommend it. It's quite a unique palette. I've never really seen shades put together like this, and you can do so many things with it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video, found it informative, and it maybe gave you some creative aspirations for how you can use this palette. So thank you so much, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye!